Russian President Vladimir Putin has found another way to divide Europe, this time using tricks from his spy manual. Moscow has published an audio leak reported to be from a conference call of Germany's high-ranking military officials. The leaked audio is almost 40 minutes long and includes the German Air Force's top brass discussing sending weapons to Ukraine. The military officers are heard discussing the logistics needed for delivering the Taurus cruise missile to Kyiv. The Taurus missile is an air-launched cruise missile which is known for its precision and can hit targets up to 500 kilometers away. Germany's senior Air Force officers discussed how Ukraine could be best use the cruise missile against Russia. Some even suggested using up to 20 Taurus missiles to target the Kerch Bridge, which connects the Crimean Peninsula to Russia. The German officers even discussed providing coordinates of Russian infrastructure to Ukraine for carrying out these very attacks. However, their preparations have been cut short with the audio leak, which has left German Chancellor Olaf Scholz livid.
What has been reported there is a very serious matter, and therefore this will be investigated very carefully, very intensively, and very quickly. That's necessary.
Now, the audio leak has raised an alarm in Germany and NATO over the failure of European intelligence agencies. Russia has accused Germany of wargaming attacks on behalf of Ukraine and questioned if Chancellor Scholz is aware that the Air Force was planning such an attack.
We have recently witnessed the facts that have been revealed about the confrontation between German Chancellor Scholz and the Bundeswehr, about some cunning plans of the Bundeswehr, which became apparent due to the publication of this audio recording about how they are thoroughly preparing an attack on Crimea Bridge, on other objects including munitions warehouses, and mostly how at the same time they want to necessarily trick everyone so that suspicion falls not on them, but on the Americans and the British who are already there. This is a blatant self-exposure.
The leaked recording puts a spotlight on growing frustrations in the German military. In fact, just last week, Chancellor Scholz had already refused to send Taurus missiles to Ukraine, citing it could drag them into a direct conflict with Russia. Even the UK, which has intensified its lobbying on the Taurus missile, urging Germany to supply the long-range missiles to Kyiv. The German leader has now authorized a full investigation into the audio leak, calling it an attempt by Putin to divide Europe.
We are scrutinizing everything now that we have the findings of the German military counterintelligence service. Everything is being scrutinized and checked to see whether the wrong classification has been made here, the wrong platform used. Are the guidelines sufficient, the rules we have, or do we need to adapt them? And then we will quickly draw the appropriate conclusions.
Meanwhile, opposition leaders in Germany have called for Chancellor Scholz to step down, calling him the weakest link in Europe. In fact, just yesterday, Scholz reaffirmed his stance on not sending Taurus missiles to Ukraine. But it looks like now the cat is in fact out of the bag, and Germany's military's campaign has been foiled by Russia. For Vladimir Putin, it's mission accomplished.
From impeachments to inaugurations, if it's a political story, we are on the scene. The race for the White House is heating up.
We're beating Biden.
How dare he say that?
If it's breaking news, we're live with the latest coverage. From the White House, the State Department, and Capitol Hill, we know the issues, but above all, we know the players to bring you the latest in-depth analysis on all the key stories that we're covering. I'm Eric Ham. Join me from Washington here on Firstpost America.